think we'll call to order the regular school board meeting of the Madison Central School District on this Monday, December 14th. We'll have Mr. Brooks record the members present or absent. And we have Mr. President Farrell joining us via FaceTime from Florida here. So with that, we do have the establishment of a quorum, so please stand with me for the pledge of
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We would have no changes to tonight's agenda, except there will be an addition to number 9 under personnel actions. And I believe Superintendent Schaefer will go through those when we get there. So I'd entertain a motion to approve the agenda as is with that one addition under the personnel actions.
So moved.
So moved by Mrs. Thompson.
Second.
Second by Mr. Haig. Any further questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of approving the agenda as is signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Motion carried. With that, we will move into the approval of the consent agenda items 7 through 9. And number 7 would be considering the approval of minutes from the November 9th meeting. Number 8 was the approval of bills. Myself, Mr. Nelson, and Mr. Miller reviewed those starting at 5 o'clock tonight. Any questions or items to discuss either of you?
All in good order.
And the same. And then moving to number 9, personnel actions. Mr. Schaefer.
Okay, in personnel actions, we have one early retirement request in the file at this stage of the game, so we're acknowledging one. There's still time, of course, for additional for the January meeting. The request to hire, we are adding Matt Gross to that action for high school oral and turf. Somehow he was overlooked. And so that is Matt Gross, high school oil and turf, salary of $3,052, along with the items that are listed. And with that, we recommend a motion to approve.
So moved.
So moved by Mr. Miller.
Second.
Second by Mr. Moore. Any further questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of approving the consent agenda items 6 through 9 signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Declare the motion has passed. Item number 10. I believe, Ms. Weavers, did you want to?
Good evening. On behalf of the Madison Education Association, wanted to thank the board for their participation in American Education Week, and we provided you with a little bit of a snack for American Education Week, which was in November, but the board meeting was prior to American Education Week happening, so I thought I'd bring it today and then say thank you for your participation and for the support that you do with American Education Week. It was a wonderful meal that we had, and I think there was lots of individuals who participated in the meal. So thank you once again for your support for American Education Week.
Thank you. Thank you.
Tom, we all got a snack.
Yours is good.
Thank you, Ms. Weaver. Number 11, administrator reports.
Well, you received the middle school report via the link, and Dr. Cook is here, so if does anyone have any questions, or you want to have him expound on any of his report?
My kindergartner loved the rainforest today. Very excited about that.
Good. Second one we heard from today, so good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And then, other than that, we'll go to the elementary, I believe, Ms. Guzzi.
And I did email that out as well. I had the elementary participate in an hour of code during National Computer Science Week, and I offer my thanks and commendations to Mrs. Schwabach, Mr. Hannah Michael, John Forrester, Steve Millage, Matt Woolman, and really the whole elementary staff. The kids are coding away even as we finished, and on the 17th and 21st, we'll actually be programming toys with our new coding skills, so if you get bored, stop by, we got things to teach you. And the Madison Elementary just completed their food drive, and I dropped off 12 boxes at the food pantry on Friday, and they were heavy. And we just received notification that we received a grant from Poet for $4,700 to support the Little Legislatures unit. That'll go towards the instructional curriculum materials that travel back and forth to Pier. And then, and that unit is wonderfully diverse and has much more to it than I'm explaining right now. And then it also provides a lunch for the kids during their travels, so
That's fantastic.
it's awesome, so.
Very good.
Any other questions for me?
My kids love the coding too.
Agreed.
Amazing how quickly that is.
We'll be doing the coding on the 22nd, Rob, right?
Okay. Is that through all the middle school?
Yep.
All three?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, good.
The state, with the Clean Diesel Bus Grant, they came out with another round of this grant. We've gotten a bus with this, I think it was 5-6 years ago. So we submitted an application for it. We won't know for a few months, but if that gets approved, in essence, it'd be about $20,000 towards a new bus. New bus runs 80 to 85. So if we're considered for that grant, we bring forward for a proposal. They'll be looking for a bus in that next year. On that, but we'll see if we hear more detail on that later. I just want to make you guys aware of what may be pending in the future. With the next one, the South Dakota Retirement Board activity, the SDRS has an opening on their board for a school board member. So if anybody has interest in that, I have some details on that. Just want to make you aware of that opportunity. And then, under the Sioux Valley Wireless Agreement, if you recall, we have the federal government provides schools with a bandwidth series, or with the bandwidth, and schools don't have much use for it these days. So Sioux Valley pays us for that use of that bandwidth, and they're looking to sell that to another company, and then they're coming forward with a new lease agreement, and our current one expires this June. And so there's a lot of detail to work out on that. I just want to make you aware, because maybe over the next few months we'll be working through this process. Hopefully we can have it done by next month. But DSU also has a bandwidth that they're negotiating with also, so we're kind of doing some work together on that. I just want to make you kind of aware of that as it comes forward.
Okay, any questions for me? All right, a little bit, just a 30-second bleep on the bus garage. The old bus garage, of course, is gone now, and it looks good, feels good that it is out of there. The lay of the land, so to speak, is not in its final form, and won't be now until, next summer sometime. But it's gravel, and there's still some cement work that has to be taken care of there on the west side. But it's a big improvement compared to what we've had there. At the same time, we're working with the electrical aspect of the lighting of the parking lot, and we are using the city rebate program trying to maximize the opportunities there. So there will be some additional lighting added, maybe yet in the next few weeks. And that it won't be in its entirety, but it will be improving what we have. As far as the calendar goes, I wanted to bring that up before you tonight. We were having a discussion the other afternoon with the curriculum committee, and staff development came up in regards to staff training and that type of thing to implement new things and to train and retrain their staff members on various topics throughout the year. And then, of course, the calendar is part of that. So I basically want to ask you, as board members, do you want to have a presence again at the table? Excuse me, at the table when we talk calendar, and we will also talk staff development at the same time. And bring that back to you in one package.
I think it was Charlie and myself.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea, because then we understand it, where it's at.
Well, that's fine.
Yeah.
Because we don't want to go down the road and then have to
No,
retract.
I think it's a good idea.
Because we aren't doing it yet, but we'll be getting to it pretty soon. You know, no real rush on that, but, you know, January, February will be the time to do it.
Okay, after the first of the year.
Yep. Do you want to have volunteers, or? We need to have the same people at the table every time we have the discussion.
Right.
Just like we did last year. I think it was
Yep.
Charlie and you, right?
Yep.
Correct.
You want to do it again, or
Yeah.
you want to have somebody else do it?
I move that it stays the same with the two that were there.
Surprise.
Second.
Good, Ross.
Gain experience that would bring more to the table, you know, having done it before.
Well, you know, and I totally agree with you, Steve. I think it's good that Charlie and Cammy have an opportunity to be there. That way you do understand and you
Yep.
see it from the other side too. And that's
Correct.
good.
I think that's important.
So we'll try to give you advance notice as to when that is. Okay? Just like we did before.
Yep.
That's it from my spot.
Okay.
That's
We will
it.
move on. And Mitch, you have nothing else? We will move on to agenda item number 12, consider Madison Central School Education Foundation proposal, and I believe we all have a copy of that here.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
We brought that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Ah,
it's the
the
same.
latest copy, right?
So,
I think so.
Okay,
I want to double check.
yeah. we looked at it real quick. I'll get our extra board members up here
all right.
for sport. Yep, that's exactly right. I just want to make sure that share was in there. Come on up, ladies, you can sit up here. Whatever. Okay.
Make sure you speak loudly into the tape recorder too.
Okay, I will do that. I'll pass these out. This is actually a report that you saw probably a month or 2 months ago when Beth gave you kind of a lengthy report on what the foundation is doing, what we've accomplished. So I'm not going to do anything, I'll do a little bit on that, but very little, because you've seen it before and I respect your time. Normally, another board would not necessarily come before the school board and ask for participation. But when we first started, several years ago, when we hired a part-time executive director, the school board actually approved the salary, and we were paying a very small percentage of that, and the district was paying the majority to help us get on our feet. And we are getting on our feet, we're making tremendous progress, but at this point in time, what we're looking at doing currently, the district pays 60% of our executive director's salary, and the Madison Central Schools Educational Foundation pays 40%. And I don't know, Mitch, I'll let you tell me if I get into an area that's personnel, you tell me, okay?
Okay.
Because I just don't want to say
Is there a
anything.
2-second delay button?
Yeah. So currently, what we have for salary is $1,368 per month. It's loosely based on a 20-hour week, so it's a part-time position. The reality is that even going back as far as when we had Monica Campbell as our executive director, so about 3 years ago, we had discussed the possibility of either additional hours, additional salary, something to compensate for those extra hours that are being worked. What we're looking here at is strictly a salary increase. Some of that is, we do have probably a stronger expectation of what we want our executive director to do. We have asked for more and more for her to do, and we've given her no more pay. We've given her, no more incentive financially. We encourage her to open these new avenues for grant opportunities and scholarship sources. And that's a much larger time-consuming effort, because that is making contact with people, sitting down with people, whether it's agribusiness people, our local alumni, things like that, trying to develop these new grants and scholarships. We have her speaking in front of a lot of civic groups, obviously during the philanthropy dinner for probably a few months prior to, and especially the month before. She's putting in a lot of hours. So what we're trying to do is be a little more realistic. And as we come before you, we're looking for approval of moving that salary from $1,368 up to $1,847. I would say it's loosely based on 27 hours a week, if you're looking for a comparison. It's not necessarily an increase in salary as such, but we feel that we're asking a lot more of her, and because we do a 60-40 split, we have to ask the district if they'd be willing to come up with $286.80 per month, and we would come up with $191.20 per month to fund that increased workload. We feel really strongly, and I think the girls, if I can pick on them a little bit, they'll back me up on this. We have grown exponentially in the last 3 to 5 years since we've had an executive director, and we look for it to continue to grow. We look at the number of grants and scholarships that we're granting now compared to 5 years ago, and it is, I don't know, 20 times, maybe more. It's a huge number as far as, what I look at it is, it's a nice return on investment for the district, because we're trying to fill in some of those gaps that school funding has created, you know, in the form of budget cuts and different things. It could be the trips that the students take, it could be a lot of different things, but we're trying to fill that, and it does amount to thousands of dollars every year. So we've always appreciated the cost share. Over the years, we have increased our share from basically 0, I would guess. Now we're doing 40%, and we try to move that up 5% each year. So our goal is to be self-sustaining, but it does take a while. You know, you can only grow so fast, and then you do hit a stride, which I think we're getting close to, where you start to grow much faster. You know, we're just making the contacts, the word's getting out, and I'm very confident that we're going to have some programs coming up that are going to be really good for the district and for the foundation. So with that in mind, hopefully I haven't missed anything. We just appreciate the participation, and we're asking for your approval on her increase. We did meet as a board back in October, and we did agree to move her salary up effective November 1st. So I'm a little bit behind the 8 ball. But if you remember, we did have a philanthropy dinner the first weekend in November. So I don't think any of us was really in the mood to get in here in November. I mean, it was too much too fast. So I apologize for being about a month late on coming to you guys. Any questions? And don't forget, we have 2 other tremendous resources back here, Lori and Susan, who are both board members with us.
And Mr. Schaefer and I did meet with the representatives from their board and kind of go through some scenarios and come up with this proposal. On our side, we want to make sure, you know, as far as seeing the increase, we recognize also the amount of time that we've been doing, which has been very good. And we just want to make sure that 5% step up is considered each year, and to eventually become self-sufficient. That's a very nice piece for the district also.
It will happen. It's happening over time.
Yeah.
So these numbers work into.
Yeah, the way it works out this year, there's the benefit pieces along with the salary. This current year, 15-16, it'll be $17,683 was what the current total was. This would move it to $20,771, so it'd be a change of about $1,800 to the total amount. And it's because it's a half year, so in the next year it'd be a little bit more, but there'd be a step down on that.
Is the 1,800 your share, or is that, we split that?
That's our share.
Oh, that's your share, okay. Thank you.
Well, I would be honored to move to approve this, because I'm a big fan of how, you know, you guys advertise positive things of the school district, and you get out to the alumni. So when we bump into the alumni out in the real world, they have something positive to bring up about their school. So I would move to approve that.
Right. I would second that. I sat on the board, Beth does a great job. You guys are very busy.
It's amazing how much publicity she has given to the foundation in the time that she's been the executive director. And it's truly amazing, the number of articles that she has in the paper and photos.
Yep.
Great. So we have a motion by Mr. Nelson and a second by Ms. Thompson. Any further questions or discussion? Okay, hearing none, all in favor of approving the Madison Central School Education Foundation's proposal, signify by saying aye.
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 All opposed, nay? Motion carried.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yep,
Thank you
appreciate
very
it.
much.
You guys didn't even have to go up
Item
there.
number 13 is considered a staff incentive proposal. And
And I guess I'd like to take that one, if I could. I'd
Absolutely.
like to start that out with a motion, and that motion would read as follows. Upon consultation with Mr. Schaefer and Mr. Brooks, I would like to make a motion that the Madison Central School District present a one-time gift to all of the employees who assist the district serving the students and families of the Madison Central School District. This gift would be $100 in Madison chamber bucks to be distributed as soon as possible. The food service employees are not currently employees of the district, but are employees of CDM, so we would like to provide them with a $20 chamber bucks. The total cost to the district will be $17,300. It is a one-time gift made possible by unanticipated revenue generated by the district due to increased enrollments. We did not anticipate added dollars at the time we negotiated our 2-year contract with our certified and administrative staff, or when we did our 1-year negotiations last spring with our classified staff. So I would make that as a motion.
I'll second that.
All right. So we have a motion by Tom Farrell, second by Ms. Thompson. Any further questions or discussion?
I will excuse myself from this vote, please.
John has excused himself. So all in favor of approving the staff incentive signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Declare the motion has passed. Item number 14 is consider the city's request to partner for the Safe Routes to School grant.
So what this is, it's actually an amendment to the prior one that we did. If you remember in the past, the school side of it, there was helmets and stuff purchased for our students in the city. Had some access to kind of handicap access, and also where students can bike. Well, this is an amendment to that. Nothing really on the school side other than we were part of the original agreement that we need to be part of this one. With this, we would just need to motion to participate, and then we'd have to add to that to authorize the vice president to sign the agreement when the original comes through.
Isn't that the document?
Yeah, well, it's a copy of the document. Is there a page 2?
Yeah, there's a page 2.
And it's mostly just us. We have to put our name onto it because we're on the original document. This is why we do that. Nothing really required of the school other than being known that the safe route to the school.
So I'd entertain a motion to partner with the city for the Safe Routes to School grant and authorize the vice president to sign this agreement.
So moved.
I make that motion.
Okay.
Too late.
So moved by Mr. Moore, second by Mr. Farrell. Any further questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of approving the partnership with the city for the Safe Routes to School grant signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Motion carried. Item number 15 is we'll accept the 2014-2015 Quam and Berglund audit report.
So our audit report came back, and this I attached a bunch of like Department of Labor letters and everybody that kind of signed off on the report. There's a lot of detail in there. We have the same finding that we always do, that we have we don't quite have the segregation of duties as they would like within our finances. And that's because we're a small district and there's 2 people in the finance office. But otherwise, you can kind of go through the main thing. It's not necessarily page 18 as you go through this whole thing, but it's page 18 in the report. If there's one page you want to look at, that's probably the page. It shows where our fund balances are last year, where we finished this year, and you can calculate out our fund balance percentages and stuff like that. That's probably of all the different reports, that's probably the one that probably means the most, has the most effect on into the future. But as we finish the year, our fund balance in the general fund was at 38.77%, and our fund balance in special education is at 22.09%, just for reference on that. If there's questions anybody has on it, they provide a nice booklet for all the board members to look through it. Most time we've always just done this as a report under the top. We thought we'd put it into a agenda item, do a formal acceptance of the report.
I'd entertain a motion to accept the 2014-2015 Common Burglum Audit Report.
Make that motion.
Moved by Mr. Hague. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Miller. Any further questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of accepting the 2014-2015 Common Burglum Audit Report, signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carried. Item number 16 is executive session in accordance with South Dakota Codified Law 1-25-2, Section 2 for student matters. I believe we don't anticipate taking any action after this.
No.
Okay? So I'm looking for a motion to go into executive session.
So
So moved by Ms. Thompson. Is there a second? Second by Mr. Hague.
Okay, thank you.